I thought I'd share this for some of the chat people that are in all my broker apps so they can listen in. This stock delisted. I lost a whole shit ton of money, pretty much all my investment in this stock because I kept averaging down. So they pulled it off the NASDAQ without warning, and so yeah, I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so this investor call is just gonna be, it's just gonna be them making excuses like, oh, why didn't you file the paperwork? Oh, why didn't you do a reverse split? They just, and the thing is, this is what upsets me the most, man. Right here, right after they listed that they were going to pull it off the exchange, right after they received it, these motherfuckers right here, the Cox man and the woman, freaking dumped all their shares. We're talking millions of shares, and they filed with the report document August 9th. So, like the day after they fucking couldn't hold a dollar, and knew they were going to get delisted, these men, this husband and wife, Kathy Overstreet Cox and Todd Stewart Cox, some of the main investors, I think they started the company, just fucking dumped their shares right before, and then they filed this shit the on 8/10 right after the freaking this report where they were going to freaking delist them. So I don't know. It's complete bullshit, dude. I feel like they pulled the rug out from underneath this, and yeah, they fucked a whole bunch. Dude, I'm a small fish, man, but I had like 1,400 shares in it, and every time the stock went up a penny or down a penny, I was up or down $14. So I went from my 3 months worth of building up my portfolio to bam, just fucking screwed because of these people. And I did my due diligence too, and the company's good. They have good earnings reports. They got a bright future, and the CEO freaking just dropped the ball and screwed over investors. Oh, here we go.
Potential relisting on NASDAQ or potential listing on the NYSE American Exchange. Contraception is a profitable business, especially for a company with an FDA-approved proprietary product with no generic equivalent. The total U.S. market is $7.9 billion, and last week we reported strong financial results for another consecutive quarter. XC net product sales grew 42% quarter over quarter to $6 million. The growth opportunity is significant. On the call, I tried to clearly depict that every 1% market share of the 42.2 million women in our addressable market represents significant net product sales for EVOFEM. Our current WAC and gross to net of 40% makes us net $176.
Basically said that they're applying it, but it's not going to change that they're delisted.
If we're being conservative, and women only get 4 boxes of Phexxi a year, each 1% market share equals $298 million in Phexxi net sales. The reality is, though, that most providers write a 6-month prescription. And when women get 6 boxes of Phexxi a year, that 1% market share equals $447 million in Phexxi net sales. And assuming our gross to net continues to improve, the economics become more and more favorable. The big catalyst and value inflection will come in October. We expect to report top-line data from our registrational phase 3 trial evaluating Phexxi for the prevention of chlamydia and gonorrhea. Positive outcomes will enable
Basically,
us to
this
submit
is a
regulatory
birth
applications
control.
to the FDA
It's completely
in the first
organic.
half of 2023.
It's non-steroidal,
These will be
non-hormonal.
FDA
It doesn't
filings
fuck with
that
women's
will
menstrual
seek to
cycles. It's
add the
just made out of like
prevention of chlamydia and
citric
gonorrhea
acid,
for women
and it's
to our
completely
current
natural,
Phexxi
and it
label.
doesn't have any adverse
We have a
effects on women.
fast-track designation
It's
for both of these
freaking
indications,
awesome,
which is
but
a 6-month review.
you know they dropped the ball. So what are you going to do?
We also expect, if you were looking at value, that the STI prevention indications will double our market opportunity. There are no FDA-approved women-controlled prophylactics to prevent these STIs, and every single sexually active person is at risk. Research indicates that 2/3 of current lubricant users would replace their lubricant with Phexxi due to its lubricating properties, and if approved for the prevention of chlamydia and gonorrhea,
This is one
that number
investors.
continues to rise.
Yeah.
We also found
We don't
in
want
an
to
additional
hear about
study
how
that
good the
49
product
million
is. We
Americans
already know.
actually use
We already know you got
personal
good
lubricants.
numbers. We want to hear why you screwed
So
us
where are
over.
we going to go from here? We're in active conversations with our key investors and our debt holders, and we will work with them as we transition into our OTC listing to find the best solution to improve our balance sheet. Ultimately, we will continue to advance our key initiatives. We'll report top-line results of the phase 3 study in October.
Yeah.
We will keep delivering
Exactly.
ongoing growth for Phexxi net product sales, and we will continue to expand access to Phexxi. We will also continue to reduce our expenses year over year. We'll pursue potential opportunities that will build shareholder value, such as co-marketing and co-promotion partnerships, ex-US license deals to commercialize Phexxi, and what we know is 1/3 of women globally discontinue hormonal birth control because of side effects. This isn't just a domestic US opportunity, it is a global opportunity. We also will maintain our focus on shifting the mindset of the women's contraceptive category, but also significantly advancing the underserved sexual infection categories and delivering on both of these opportunities. In closing, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen today. We are grateful for your time and support.
In closing, you didn't
I
say
know
shit.
that there are many questions. I know that there is a lot of frustration, and I know that that's combined with a lot of support. I can assure you that I have written this script about 250 times. I have edited it and rewrote it and thrown it away and started again. There are millions of things that I could say and that I want to say because my life's work has been figuring out a way to deliver access for women while delivering for shareholders. Innovation has not existed in contraception, and it has been decades since someone brought something new to the table. The reason Phexxi exists is because this company knew that the unmet need was there. We knew that we had differentiating characteristics that made it a better option for women. We knew that there was such an unmet need far beyond the obvious 800,000 women who have cancer, the women who are breastfeeding, the women who take concomitant medication. We knew that young women say, I don't have sex every day, and I don't want to put a synthetic hormone in my body if I'm suffering from side effects. And instead of coming out with a Me Too product in a crowded category, we brought something new to market. It's different, and it's better. And not only is it better in contraception, the idea that we are going to be able to address a market with 4 million chlamydia infections and 1.8 million gonorrhea annually and growing, it is a significant opportunity. We are disappointed that we are in this place having this call to talk about what are our steps after being delisted, because we did everything possible to maintain compliance. And now we are going to redirect. We are going to stay focused. We are going to continue to deliver as we have. And we are going to figure out what is the very best and expeditious way to continue delivering shareholder return and what is the best way to do that. So we look forward to giving you more continuous updates, and we will continue to do so on an ongoing basis when we can provide additional clarity. So with that, I'd like to turn it back to the operator.
Thank you. This concludes today's call. You may now disconnect your lines.
Yeah, what a whole bunch of horseshit, bro. These people, this board has. So, like I said, their main product is Phexi here. It's a gel that is, you know, it's made out of like lactic acid, citric acid, and potassium bitartrate or whatever. And it's completely organic. It doesn't have any hormones. It's, you know, it's a good option for women that have, you know, that have sensitivities to products that have hormones and steroids in them and shit or whatever. But if you look at the like history of this company, man, they have literally bankrupted this company into the ground for. It gets worse and worse every. See, 7,000. Their operating expenses have gone up. Their income is still in the negative. Gross profit negative. They're, you know, this is the first quarter where they actually saw some good stuff, you know. See, operating income as reported just down the drain because she's getting a $2.5 million paycheck every year. Meanwhile, the investors just got screwed big time. Net income, look, where's it? Dude, I don't even know how to read these charts. I'm an idiot, but net income from continuing operations, negative, 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 negative. This one's only better because it's based off of last quarter, but really, it's grown, you know? And it's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. And if you look at the stock, I don't know. Here, I'll just tell you what happened, okay? This has been shorted all to hell, and they had to hold $1 average for 10 days straight, or they would be in trouble with NASDAQ. So it was shorted all to hell. On the 10th day, it freaking on the Friday, it fell below $1 in the close, so they didn't comply with it. So instead of doing anything, they just sat on it and let it get delisted. And the NASDAQ gave them a second chance here on October 8th was the start of another 10-day from October 8th to the 19th. They had a second chance to hold within $1. So on October 8th, or I thought it was one of these where they had their earnings call. I think it was right here. Right before right after the earnings call, it pumped up. Like on October 8th, it went up to $1.24. And I had a chance to get out and I didn't, and I'm so pissed off that I didn't. And it closed under $1 in a day, so they immediately failed the first day. And then on Tuesday, on the 9th, these two motherfuckers right here, August 10th right here, filed this form. No, this is the delisting form. I'm sorry. This was filed on the 10th, and right after it, ownership acquisition statement. Right here, boom. The Cox family reported that they have 0 shares. 0 shares the day after. So basically, what happened on the 8th, when it pumped up and rallied that one last time, These motherfuckers right here sold all their shares. They got out from it. And then on the 9th, they filed this report saying, oh, we don't have any more shares, so we got to report that 82 million shares just, it makes me sick, dude. It makes me totally sick. And then on 10th, yesterday, so on 8th it gets its final rally. It doesn't meet compliance. On the 9th, they sell, they sell all their shares. They're on, I don't know, I think it was the 8th on that rally, they sell their shares. On the 9th, they file this report. On the 10th, the company gets a notice that they're going to be delisted. And right after the notice, they file this with the SEC. Immediately after that, they don't have any shares left. And then today, on the 11th, it's delisted. And it's just, boom. It went down from $1.24. It's down to 46 cents. Like I'm down like 80% on my value of the company or whatever. And then you heard it right there, that earnings call, where she just basically pumped up everything we already knew. No explanation, like, why didn't you do it? Dude, and see this she has done a reverse stock split because the stock has tanked multiple times in the past. So they reversed it and made like a 5-to-1 or 1-to-5. So for every 5 shares you had, it converted it to 1, and then it got diluted again, and it couldn't meet compliance. So they did a second reverse split, and they just did it back in May or something. And they could have done that again, but instead they let it delist. So people can't even buy or sell on NASDAQ anymore. Like on their apps that they have all their stocks on, they can't do shit with it. And they're basically screwed unless they relist. And the audio was messed up at the beginning, but basically what she was saying is that they're going to try to relist, but it's they're going to appeal it, but it's not going to affect the decision to delist. So basically, they've been out of compliance for many years. She's taken her $2.5 million a year freaking paycheck, but the investors have, lost all their money because it all went to her and probably this guy too. And it's absolutely disgusting, dude. Absolutely disgusting. I don't know,